Coming up on 12 minutes after 8 o'clock, the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160, 101.1 FM, Indiana in the Morning, brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. And we're joined this morning in studio by a couple of representatives to tell us all about the annual Newman Center Book Sale. Crystal Deemer and Janet May with us. Ladies, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
It is that time of year again, isn't it?
Yes, it is. As you mentioned, the Newman Used Book Sale at St. Thomas More University Parish is in its 50th sale, actually, this year. So
50th.
This is a big number.
Wow. Now, how did this all get started 50 years ago? Somebody had a couple of books in their attic and said, I got to get rid of these.
Well, and you know, all the churches tend to have fundraisers, and our ladies from the St. Jerome's Guild decided instead of a spaghetti dinner or a bingo, since we were affiliated with the university, let's go ahead and pull those books that we need to get rid of and see if we could have a sale. So what started out as a couple of tables with a few hundred books has now morphed into a couple of tents with inside the church as well, and about 100,000 books.
Any idea how many books were left over on that first sale? Did anybody ever say we had got rid of most of them? Or
There was probably about a third of them left,
Okay.
I think.
So that's not too bad. All right. Now, 16 years after the Guild started the sale, it really grew. And, there was more people involved in that, right?
Right, and it got a little overwhelming for the guild themselves, so they asked the parish to take it over. At that point in time, that's when it started to grow.
Right, we filled up the church basement with many tables at that point, and then it progressively grew and grew until, like I said, we had to add that tent. And then I think a year or so after that, we added the second tent, so that now we
Yes.
actually have 2 tents in the parking lot.
Now, is the sale going on now or is it this weekend?
It is this weekend. It begins this Friday at 4 p.m. through 9 p.m. Saturday, we're open from 9 a.m. until 5:45 p.m. It's an odd time because 6 o'clock we have our Mass, so we want
Okay.
everybody to be able to go to Mass if they'd like to. And then on Sunday, we have our Bag Day from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m.
So that's all taking place at the Newman Center here in Indiana. Now, what I know you're going to have books, right? That's the
Yes.
heart of the whole thing. But what other items can folks find at the sale?
You can find vinyl LPs, DVDs, audiobooks, CDs. There's a few cassettes this year, but not as many as we've had other years. We have games and puzzles. There's some computer software sometimes.
Out in the tent, we have a lot of sheet music this year as
Oh,
well,
yes.
and sewing patterns and just gardening, craft kits, things like that.
How long does it take to gather the items? When do you folks start to receive the donations for the sale?
Well, we're asking people to hold off bringing them now because
Right.
obviously we have everything sorted already. We'll start taking them in January. Then we hold our first sort in March. And then once a month, March, April, May, June, July, and August, we take a Saturday morning and we sort what we've collected that month to get ready. And now this week we are there practically 12 hours a day. Get in there 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, go home about 10 o'clock at night, spend sorting those books.
Now, you mentioned that this coming Sunday, the third and final day of the sale, is a bag day. Tell us more about that.
This year, since it is our 50th year, our bags are a black bag, nice sized tote bag with our gold printing and our sponsors' names and our 50th year logo. They sell for $6. You actually can buy them throughout the weekend. However, on Sunday, you come back, there'll be a coupon on that bag, and on Sunday, if you turn that coupon in at the cashier, the books that you can get in the tote are free that day.
Joining us this morning on Indiana in the Morning, Crystal Deemer and Janet May. We're talking about the annual Newman Center Used Book Sale coming up this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And looking through all those books and all that items, I know folks get hungry, and you take care of that need, don't you?
We do.
We always do. We have a nice refreshment stand. We'll have hot dogs, chips, homemade cookies, and drinks for sale throughout the sale.
Now, we know that there's going to be a lot of folks there. There's going to be a lot of books, and there's going to be a whole lot of other items that will be sold over this 3-day period. Are there certain projects that this book sale helped to take care of during the rest of the year?
It varies depending on what the church's needs are. We have used them to air condition the lounge in the basement of the church and helped with paving the parking lot, sometimes just covering normal bills. Mostly, we like to try to see the funds go towards proceeds that help with the children's activities or the universities.
And this is the only fundraiser for St. Thomas More for the year, right?
That is correct.
So there's a lot that the folks can help out with. Of course, it gives the community, you have a lot of folks from IUP that come down for your services, and it gives everybody the opportunity to purchase books, 39 different categories, and of course the price can't be beat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, could you give us an example, some of the prices on some of the books that will be available this weekend?
Most hardbacks are $1,
Okay.
and most softbacks are 50 cents. Excuse me.
We do have a collectibles room where if we have a really nice book, local authors, special collection type of thing. So some things might be marked up a little bit, but $1.50 is the main price.
And you also have a special section for children, right?
Yeah, there's an entire room with children's books. They range from 25 cents to, I believe, $1 this year. Or is it $2? I don't remember.
I think it is $1, and it's really neat. We've tried to get the kids involved with this, that we have a little chart that they can bring their book up and lay it flat on the chart to see how much their book's going to cost.
Okay. And of course, you also have VHS tapes that will be available.
Yes, the VHS tapes are $1. There are, as I said about the cassettes, there are very few of the VHS versus other years.
Right.
Our CDs are $2. Our DVD movies and stuff are $3.
And of course, some records are
Yes,
also available.
and the records are $1.
What do you find goes the fastest? Books, tapes, CDs, records, or DVDs? Or, of course, there's just so many more books than anything else there.
And it does vary year to year depending
It
on
does.
what the community is looking for. Vinyl came back a few years
Right.
ago, and man, they disappeared really fast
Yes,
here a
they
couple
did.
years ago. So we're never really sure what's going to go the fastest. It just, and also it depends on what we have because we are at the mercy of what is donated to us.
Right. Every year, you're going to have
Right.
different items.
Yes.
Right.
Although in our sorting, we have found a couple of newly published novels as well. So if people are looking for new books, just because it's used doesn't mean it's not recent.
Now, I understand you have a special for IUP students.
We do. If they bring their iCard, we give them $1 off for every $10 they purchase.
Okay. Now, of course, all of your items, these are from folks that have been donated. You have folks from out of the area that bring in items as well?
Actually, we do. We got some donations from New Alexandria
Okay.
a couple weeks ago.
Okay. And then you asked the community to please hold any contributions that they might have now. You mentioned until January, and then you'll start to get together for next year's supply, correct?
Exactly.
Now, you take a look at some of these books. They're screened, and they're made sure that they're in pretty decent shape and that they are, available for the public.
Yes, we've disposed of things that have actually been donated that have had mold and stuff that has come in over the years.
And that's what
We've
we're
seen.
doing this week, going through and organizing, pitching the few things that got past us at our regular sort, and then finally sorting the things so that the categories are set up that people can more easily find what they're looking for.
One category that I don't think we've mentioned for the sale, you also have some magazines that will be.
Well, we didn't mention the category because
Right.
the magazines are in the 39 categories. If it fits in a category, that's where you'll find it.
So those will be available as well. Again, the hours for this year's Newman Used Book Sale, Friday from 4 until 9. Do you have folks that are lined up ready to get in?
Oh, usually by about 8:30 in the morning.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Holy cow. And then Saturday from 9 a.m. until 5:45. And Sunday is your bag day from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Now, I got to ask this question because I know you're going to sell a lot of items, but what happens to the stuff that's not sold?
We have a company coming in called Better World Books. They'll come in after we pack them into their containers and take them off and go through them, send those that they can to other countries, etc. They'll recycle the ones that they cannot.
Okay, do you ever find that you might come across an item, I think I'll hold on to that for next year?
Very
Something
rarely.
that catches you.
Very
Okay.
Very rarely.
So the stuff that's not sold, that will be used. by the other folks as well.
Correct.
I'm sure we need to give some thanks to people who've been working. Anybody at the top of the list that we need
Oh,
to?
absolutely. We set up on Sunday in at record time. The IUP football freshmen, the IUP basketball team, the cross country team came over, and then there were some people from the Cook's Honors College and various organizations. A few of the frat sororities that do service work came over. We had 50 plus IUP students helping us on Sunday to set up. And this coming Sunday after the sale, we're hoping for another huge group of them to come to help us box these books up for Better World Books.
And during the sale, you'll have folks throughout the tents in the area. If somebody has a question or needs help, they can direct them to the proper place, correct?
Yes, we have cashier stations set up in various locations, and then there's about half dozen of us at least that walk around with our green aprons on so they'll recognize that we're with the sale.
And this year, credit cards are good.
Credit cards are good again this year.
Okay. So we want to thank you, ladies, for stopping by. I know it's going to be a very busy weekend. Best of luck to you, the annual Newman Book Sale, 50th
year.
anniversary. Congratulations on a great project.
Thank you so
And
much.
we know that the success is going to be there again. Lots of folks from around Indiana County will be stopping by beginning Friday at 4 p.m. Saturday, they open up at 9. Sunday from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m.